Hi guys, I know it's been a long time no see. You've been seeing some pre-filmed videos because I haven't had a chance to film. Basically, I graduated, then I tried doing NaNoWriMo. Life has been really hectic. I'm moving all my stuff from my apartment that I share with my sister back to my parents' house because I'll be moving to another country, but more about that soon. And afterwards, whenever I wanted to film, either it was terrible weather, so no natural lighting, and I'm filming on my phone, so that would look terrible, or as it happened last week, I fell sick, but anyways, no more excuses. I promise I'll try to be more regular with my posting now. I'm here today with my December wrap-up. I read 10 books, so without further ado, first I'm gonna show you the physical copies, the physical books that I have here with me today. So I have The Final Empire and The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, which are book 1 and 2 in the Mistborn trilogy. It's a high fantasy world and it's really amazing. There's not as much going on as the Song of Ice and Fire, which I'm really happy about. The first one, The Final Empire, kind of dragged a little bit, but there are so many characters and the world is so complex, but again, not as complex as A Song of Ice and Fire, and I really love that about it. And the second book was so much better. There's so much more action and chase, and the magic system, which is Allomancy. Basically they use metals to do their magic. It's already something you're familiar with, so you're not finding it hard to follow and stuff like that. So I gave The Final Empire 4 stars just because it's a bit of a drag, and I gave The Well of Ascension 5 stars, and I cannot wait to read The Hero of Ages. I was hoping that I would be able to read it by the end of the year, but as it turns out, it's not gonna happen. But it's gonna be the first book that I'm going to read in 2016 in January. Then I read The Fates Will Find Their Way by Hannah Pitter, which is quite possibly the worst book I've read this year. It's about a girl that's gone missing, and then several, like 20 something years later, all the boys that hung out with her are just still thinking about her, and was weird and it seemed totally pointless. But it does have a really pretty cover, so I'll meet that. Then I read 2 other physical books that I don't have currently with me, so I'll just read the name of it because Movie Maker doesn't allow me to pop up pictures. I read The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman, which is the first book in his Dark Materials trilogy. And it was fun. The world is very interesting, though I have to say I don't know why it's classified as a children's story, because it touches on some difficult philosophical and religious stuff, and I feel a child wouldn't be able to comprehend. The main character is called Lyra. I found her kind of a bit annoying, and that's why I'm hesitant about reading the other books, but we'll see how that goes. Then I read Between the Lines by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer, which is a book I just sold last month. I got it off of the Book Depository for €4 or some ridiculous price like that. I didn't really like it, and I'm considering on hauling it. I read 3 ebooks. The first one I read was The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. I read this on my trip in Serbia at the beginning of December. That's another reason why there hasn't been any videos, and my Serbian travel log hasn't been uploaded yet because I didn't feel like editing that monster. So yeah, The Cuckoo's Calling is the first book in the Cormoran Strike series, which is a series about a detective, and it's an adult mystery suspense kind of story. And I'm sad to say that I wasn't a fan of it. It's good, but it's not as suspenseful as I expected, and the detective isn't as fun because, let me tell you, I love Sherlock Holmes, and Cormoran Strike is definitely not Sherlock Holmes, which is probably why I ended up not liking it as much. It might have been my very own fault, I don't know. I ended up giving 3 stars. Then I read another ebook, which is The Rosie Project, the first book in the Don Tillman series by Graham Simpson, which is a book set in Australia about Don Tillman, this genetics professor who's really socially awkward and has all these weird quirks and stuff, and he devises this questionnaire that should help him find the ideal partner, aka his ideal wife, and that's going to help him eliminate all unsuitable candidates. But Rosie comes into the picture. She's by no means ideal, but they end up kind of being together. I loved the beginning of the Rosie Project because Dawn kind of reminds me of Sheldon Cooper in The Big Bang Theory, and I really love Sheldon. But when Rosie comes in, he starts like changing his ways, and I would have preferred him not to change at all. Also, kind of reminds me of Sherlock Holmes. Then I read another ebook, I Am Malala, the girl who fought for education and was shot by the Taliban, by Malala Yousafzai and Christine something, a girl that helped her write it basically. It's a non-fiction book. I'm pretty sure you've all heard of Malala. The book is good, and I admire what she's done, even though I don't know how a 17-year-old girl could have been aware of so many things going on in the world, especially Pakistani politics. It's obvious that she had help with the book, but I admired her fight for education and for female rights. It was a really sad situation at the end. The book is very good until the middle, where it takes a turn about explaining Pakistani politics and stuff, which I couldn't understand. But I do appreciate it because it gave us the full background. It tells us why what happened to Malala happened, if that makes any sense. Then I finally listened to the audiobook of Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell, which I'm sure you've all heard of. It was my only Rainbow Rowell book that I haven't read except Carry On, and I'm not even gonna read Carry On because, surprise, surprise, I didn't like Eleanor Park at all. I ended up giving it about 2 stars or 2.5 stars. Rainbow Rowell's writing is just not for me. That's like, I don't know, I would say pathetic. We have American teenagers, okay, the characters are diverse, there's family drama and all that, and I get why so many people like it. I just can't read stories like that, so I'm gonna give up on Rainbow Rowell. And that ending, oh my god, what the hell was that ending? Then I listened to 2 audiobooks, actually kind of listening to the second one right now. I listened to Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling, which is her first book, and I'm currently listening to Why Not Me by Mindy Kaling, the second audiobook of hers. She reads the audiobooks herself, and the first one is for her time. Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me is for her time during The Office, and Why Not Me is during her time on the TV show The Mindy Project, and I've since started watching The Mindy Project, and it's only been a week and I'm already on Meet season 3, and they're currently filming season 4, so I'm just making my way through them. Like, I love her. She's this Indian girl, you've probably like kinda heard of her, have a vague idea. She's like a comedian, screenplay writer and stuff like that, and she has these hilarious ways. Books are easier to follow. So yeah, those are all the books that I read in December. And my next video is gonna be probably on a look back on my year of 2015. So I'm not gonna do that now. I'm just gonna say that my total amount of books read for the year has reached 190 books, which is pretty darn exciting if I do say so myself. Well, my goal was initially to read 100 books, and I realized I wasn't gonna hit that too soon. I hit it in June, so I decided to increase it to 150. Then I increased it to 200, but I realized it's not a possible goal. Like 10 more books, not gonna happen. 90 is a pretty good number, if I do say so myself. It's the most I've ever read in a year. So yeah, but more about that in my next video, which is probably gonna be up tomorrow. Tomorrow. I definitely wanna upload it before the year ends. So let me know how your reading went in December. If you've read any of the books I just talked about, and yeah, get excited for our yearly wrap up with 2016 overall TBR. Those is gonna be the next videos on this channel. Comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Goodbye!